And just like that, it is a new day. Good morning from the waterfront of Burlington, Vermont. So as you guys saw some of that B-roll there, after I flew the drone, I realized that that road that I was looking at sort of headed right up through the Adirondacks in the direction that I was planning on traveling this morning. So I had about an hour and a half of light left. I decided that I would just kind of explore a little bit more. Next thing I know, I found all of that awesome stuff that you guys saw. So then I just decided to keep on going. I eventually popped back out of the Adirondacks onto a highway and continued north until I was about 50 miles south of Montreal. I was getting really close to the border. Since Lake Champlain is frozen and I wasn't sure if the van would fit on a ferry, if they were running or not, I decided that I was going to drive all the way up right along the US-Canada border and then come down here to Burlington, Vermont. I spent the night at a rest area. I got in around maybe 9 o'clock and I uploaded yet another video. I had a good chance to sort of chill out and just enjoy my time. In the bitter cold, the van was set to a toasty 75 and it got down to about 18 degrees last night. Everything was golden. So now I'm back on the road. I wanted to explore Burlington, but I really don't want to go into town where there are people. I'm sure restaurants and things like that are closing, but I did want to see this. So I'm taking a nice beautiful stroll around the lake here, and then I'll hop in the van and sort of sightsee the rest of the town. And then I guess I'm gonna hop on the road and start to head east into New Hampshire by the end of today. Since everything that's going on in the world is going on in the world, a lot of my plans on this trip have been postponed or canceled because they were like large group gatherings and businesses, companies and stuff are closing. So now I'm really doing this whole trip on my own time, minding my own business, hanging out in the van and just seeing the countryside. Warm-up lap is going great so far. Now I'm gonna head my way back to the van. Well, alright, I just punched in a random place on the map. A lot of people are curious how I find places that I go to. I literally just scroll in the direction that I'm going, find something that looks interesting on Google Maps, and I landed on Franconia Notch State Park. I came across Vermont into New Hampshire, and it's not far into New Hampshire. It's right by Cannon Mountain. So the place that I found that seems to be the hot spot here is called the Flume Gorge, and it closes in 2 hours. It seems like this might be a ticketed thing, like you need to let people know that you're here and get a pass to walk through here, but I'm not sure if that's the case right now since there is snow everywhere. I got water, got some snacks, should be good to go. So that's out of the question. I think this is the actual trail here. Since it's not maintained in winter, I should probably put some hiking shoes or boots on. So this path is actually pretty gnarly because it's still what looks like to be heavily foot trafficked even in the winter. So when people walk over it, the snow compacts and then it turns to ice. Switching to hiking shoes was definitely a good idea because these beat vans any day of the week. However, doesn't do much for ice. I'm working with what I got. Might slide down some of this. Woo. So I made it about as far as I could go up into the gorge. However, it's definitely closed for hikers. You saw the sign there that said you cannot pass this point unless you have ice climbing gear. That I do not have. Something like that would be pretty gnarly to see though. We're about a mile in now, and I think it's probably only about a mile and a quarter to go. All right, I made it back to the split and we are on an easy way out of here. This was a pretty cool hike for anyone who comes up this way. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it in the winter or like early spring. It is still extremely icy. As you can see, there was hardly any mud because everything is still snow and ice covered. However, still really cool. I was able to get up into the gorge just a little bit and check it out. You can see it pretty well from the top as well. So cross this one off the list. Now I'm gonna head back to the van and keep heading east. Hopefully find a spot to park tonight. All right guys, I made it to my destination and I made it way further in the past 2 days than I really thought I was going to. Since a lot of the events that I had planned are now canceled, I really had the freedom to just kind of go wherever at my own pace. And I actually enjoy the road trip aspect of this just as much as actually exploring a lot of these places. So I updated the map here starting where this video started in southern Vermont. I came all the way up to the Adirondacks at this pin right here. Went all the way up and around, almost towards Montreal. Started at Burlington then today. Came across the state and found that quick little hike in New Hampshire, which was very nice. And then from there, the other thing that I wanted to do was check out the Mount Washington Auto Road. However, because of the snow, that is closed. I drove all around the Mount Washington area, but they had what looked like a ton of snow up top. I'm sure it was super icy, so that road is probably closed until like mid-May. That same thing actually happened to me last summer. In the middle of summer, I was out at the highest auto road in North America, the highest paved auto road. And it was the middle of June and that place was closed, so I will definitely be heading back there, hopefully this summer, and I really hope they're not closed this time. But anyway, that leads us to where I'm at now. I booked it all the way across the rest of New Hampshire, made it into Maine, and now I'm somewhere almost in the center of Maine. I'm kind of on the fence about what I want to do tomorrow. I don't know if I want to spend 5 hours driving all the way up to the top tip of Maine, or if I want to kind of head over to the coast and drive down back into New Hampshire that way. I think I'm leaning towards the second option right now because I've seen a ton of mountains over the past couple of days now and I'm ready for a little bit of a change of scenery, but we'll see where tomorrow takes me. So I know that was a long video. If you guys made it to the end of this, I would really appreciate it. If you left a comment and a like, let me know what you guys think about these videos. If I keep going at this pace, I could probably break them up into almost daily videos. I don't know how daily videos would work because last time I did that, viewership just went way down. Seems like when I put out videos every single day, not everyone can keep up with watching them. So I'm not sure what I will do. But it's already looking like this northeast warm-up lap is going a lot faster than I imagined, mainly because everything is so close up here and I've also seen a lot of these areas already. Once I eventually get out of Maine, it is going to go extremely quick. That will probably just be like a day trip. I might end up hitting Cape Cod, which I have on the map here, Providence, Rhode Island, and then if I hit New Jersey on the way back home, that'll already be 9 states, and then I'll already have a pretty good idea of what is to come for the rest of the year. So that's going to be it for today. If you're new to this channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every single week. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.